We will be exploring online learning in K-12.
In 2018, 5.1% of students in grades K-12 engaged in distance or online learning in Canada. Although this proportion has remained relatively stable over the past 6 years, there has been a significant increase in enrollment for blended learning, representing 12.8% of the total population of students in K-12 settings. Online learning, distance education, and blended learning combined constitute what is referred to as e-learning. Many accredited private online schools for elementary and high school students currently exist in Ontario. In addition, the Ontario Public Provincial Learning Management System includes digital tools for K-12 teachers to use in their classrooms for blended learning, as well as a full online course taught by an e-learning teacher for secondary students. With the Ontario provincial government mandating secondary students complete a minimum of 4 credits via e-learning in 2020, and the growth of blended learning in the classroom, it is relevant to explore the rationale for online learning within the K-12 sector, the influential learning theories, and the current state of e-learning according to major reviews. The general rationale educators, researchers, and policymakers provide for incorporating e-learning into the K-12 sector include improving choice, equity, and access to high-quality education for all, while ensuring students are provisioned with the necessary competencies to thrive in a dynamic, digital, global landscape of our current century. The Ontario Ministry of Education states that e-learning, quote, gives students more choices to customize their education based on their strengths, needs, and interests, end quote, leading to enhanced motivation. The student-centered learning model emphasized in the e-learning environment provides an opportunity for individualized instructions to meet the specific needs and learning styles of a variety of students. Increased equity is also achieved through flexibility of online learning, expanding access to education for a variety of students. Additionally, classrooms engaged in online learning allow students to take ownership of their learning while developing digital learning skills and working collaboratively to foster critical thinking, problem-solving, and creativity. The Ontario Ministry of Education considers these proficiencies a new foundation to education that will enable students to thrive as digitally competent, global citizens both personally and professionally in a future where knowledge is currency.
Many of the benefits of implementing online learning in the K-12 sector result from the pedagogies, learning theories, and initiatives that guide this practice. Multiple pedagogies exist in online learning, including constructivism, connectivism, behaviorism, cognitivism, and humanism. Constructivists see learners as gatherers of knowledge through reflection and interpretation of individual experiences. This model incorporates learning theories and methodologies such as Kolb's experiential learning theory and problem-based learning. According to Kolb, experiential learning can be defined as the process whereby knowledge is created through the transformation of experience. In problem-based learning, students contextualize new information to actively build on prior understandings using a constructivist approach and then apply it to real-life problems that are of value to them. Both of these theories incorporate many key features of constructivist learning that lead to increased student engagement, motivation, a greater conceptual understanding of the material, and better retention of new knowledge.
Both experiential and problem-based learning methodologies require that teachers shift from the traditional role to that of facilitator in order to implement a constructivist, student-centered approach. However, it is important to note that this paradigm shift may be difficult for many teachers and pose numerous obstacles. These challenges can include time management concerns due to the increased difficulty setting work-home boundaries and the lack of influence on content and organization, since many online courses come prefabricated, eliminating the teacher's role in instructional design. Learning management systems can be time-consuming, prevent personalization of course material, and affect course quality as content can become outdated and include broken links. It can be challenging to address attendance issues, and some students enrolled in e-learning who struggled in traditional settings could lack the organizational skills necessary for self-directed learning environments. Lastly, concerns about student-teacher interaction can include challenges with communication and relationship building, as well as the difficulty in performing informal assessments, making it difficult to pinpoint where students need the help. This challenge may be mediated in how constructivist learning models favor authentic assessment. This allows for students to be graded on their ability to apply skills in real-life context through situated cognition, which can promote greater retention and the likelihood that students will apply these skills later on in the workforce.
The inclusion of synchronous technologies allows for the collaboration and discourse necessary to achieve social constructivism within an online environment. This involves multiple learning pedagogies benefiting from the creation of a learning community, including social learning theory and communities of practice. Bandura's social learning theory postulates how learning and development of an individual can occur through socialization with others and under the influences of society. Lav and Wagner's communities of practice describe the social learning that occurs between a group of people who strive to share ideas and find solutions as they partake in a common concern or passion. The synchronous technologies required for collaboration in social constructivism would not be possible without connectivism. Connectivism is a theory of learning that describes how technology, with the inception of the internet, affects how knowledge is acquired and shared with others. The connectivism learning theory relies on peer networks to build knowledge as learners benefit from the prior knowledge and experiences of each other. Asynchronous connectivist technologies also foster social constructivism to support this knowledge-building approach in K-12 classrooms.
21st Century Skills is an initiative that incorporates many of the same competencies as constructivist and connectivist models, as it aims to guide educational institutions towards equipping young people with the skills and competencies necessary to thrive in a changing social, global, and technological landscape of the current century. Here are some 21st century skills that are directly related to connectivism. Aspects of social constructivism overlap with these connectivist principles in the online learning environment to promote other 21st century skills related to life and learning. 21st century skills are also incorporated within authentic assessment found in the constructivist learning. Critiques of this initiative point out the challenges in performing these assessments and creating policies teachers can use to guide their practice in evaluating skills that are objectively difficult to quantify, such as critical thinking and creativity. Challenges also exist for teachers in containing the educational chaos that can ensue in open-ended instructional design found in connectivist models, indicating the need for more educator training. As summarized by Kopp and Hill, with the changes that have occurred as a result of increased accessibility to information and a rapidly evolving technological landscape, educators have been forced to adapt their teaching approaches without a clear roadmap for attending to students' various needs. This lack of guidance is particularly salient in the primary division, as teachers must try to establish when and how to incorporate certain 21st century skills within their classroom. Among the presence of conflicting messaging from the American Pediatric Association and the World Health Association outlining the need to limit screen time for younger children.
Elements of behaviorism are also evidenced in online learning in the K-12 sector, as the affordances and limitations of the online environment can provide external influences on a student's learning behavior. Synchronous and asynchronous tools in online learning allow reactions from peers and the instructor, which can reinforce or weaken students' behavior similar to the operant conditioning model of rewards and punishments typically used in behaviorist teaching strategies. Behaviorism is also evidenced in the instructional design of many digital learning objects, as exemplified in gamification. Players are rewarded when they achieve specific learning objectives, and those benefits are removed when players are unsuccessful. Cognitivism, which inversely focuses on internal processes, is also utilized in the design of online learning. Asynchronous technologies allow for the promotion of higher-order thinking skills, such as analysis, evaluation, and synthesis. Higher-order thinking skills are often based on Bloom's taxonomy, which is used to structure cognitive learning objectives. Higher-order thinking is also promoted in the development of critical thinking and problem-solving skills through constructivist learning using problem-based learning methodologies and focusing on 21st century skills. Lastly, online learning in K-12 aims to promote humanist philosophies and ideals, such as an interest in lifelong learning, by affording students the opportunity to explore their interests in a constructivist environment and access educational experience that may have been otherwise unattainable. Online learning enables students' natural desire to learn and provides them with the opportunity to strive for personal goals. Students are able to realize the happiness that comes with self-achievement and work towards reaching their full potential. The following chart provides an overview of the key similarities and differences of the learning theories in online learning for K-12. Finally, State of the Nation is an annual review of K-12 online learning in Canada. Many of the findings in the 2008 report have been included in this presentation. Similar, the Digital Learning Collaborative conducts an annual review of K-12 online, blended, and digital learning in the United States. The highlights from that review are illustrated here. In conclusion, online learning for grades K-12 is essential to keep pace with the changing world. Today's classrooms provide students with the opportunity to use online tools to enhance learning. The Ontario provincial government's decision mandating secondary school students to obtain online credits in the future is a progressive move to advance e-learning in Canada.